I am Jonathan from Boredom Sated,
I'm Boris from Boredom Sated.
and we are continuing our comparison videos of certain types of monsters between Pathfinder and 5th edition.
Yes. And today we'll be doing the Drow.
Yes, the Drow elf, known as the Unseelie, depending on if you want to go with like the whole Fae thing, known as there's Norse realms. They've got versions of the Dark Elf, all sorts of different versions of history, especially in Germanic and Norse mythology. There is a Dark Elf. When we get into fantasy, the general fantasy about Dark Elves, we're usually talking at that point about game lore. Dark Elves are the evil cousins of the elves. So all sorts of things. There's lots of different ways to be able to go about it. What we're going to talk mostly about is the difference between the lore and the rules for them in 5th edition Pathfinder. For 5th edition, Drow have a very rich history. Because one of the most famous characters in 5th edition, or in Dungeons and Dragons in general, is Drizzt, the Ranger, the Dark Elf. He is a very famous character. He's got an excellent, very, very, very long book series. I believe the 36th book in the series is coming out sometime within the next several months, which should give you a pretty good idea.
Hasn't he done everything by now?
I don't know. I'm actually currently in the middle of reading the series, and I'm somewhere in the mid-20s, but I've also only been reading it for like 2 or 3 years, or like 2 years or so, and I took a break for a little while. But I started up again a few days ago, so who knows? Yeah, he's done a lot of things. He's been around for a long time. He's a ranger. He's a rogue. He's a fighter. He dual-wields scimitars, which there's whole videos about how to dual-wield scimitars. They made it a lot easier in current editions, but that's beside the point. Drow have a very rich history because Drow are evil. They are feared by all of the normal races, of all of the goodly races. They are dark. They have poison. They have sorcery. They have magic. Even their basic citizenry can do certain types of magic. They're so dangerous and evil and horrible, and they will poison you, and their poison can kill you like that. And that's the reason why
their own gods.
They've got their own gods. They specifically worship. In D&D, they specifically worship the spider goddess.
Loth.
Loth, with too many L's at the beginning. And yes. It's a very interesting, again, the books are very fun. The history of Dark Elves is very interesting, very dark. They like to enslave other races. The idea of a Drow priestess puts the fear of anything into any goodly creature.
Yes. And the Drow mages are not far behind.
And Drow mages, they are masters of their craft because they've had hundreds of years to be able to master the arcane arts.
Yes.
In a deadly form, because elves don't give a shit. Regular elves, they don't care about that kind of thing. Dark elves, they want to kill you.
Yep. So yeah, the Dark Elves in 5th edition, really rich history, really well developed. Now, the Drows in Pathfinder pretty much they're just elves that committed a very heinous act, and a demon lord noticed and transformed them into a drow. That's it. That's their whole history.
No, there's got to be something else, right?
I wish there was. I really do. I am a big fan of Drow history in Dungeons and Dragons. I was waiting to see somewhat of a rich history because the creators of Pathfinders are the original Dragon magazine writers who wrote a lot of this stuff. But no, it's pretty much you did something very nasty. A demon lord goes, "I like you," and you become a Drow.
But everyone fears them, right?
No, not really.
But their poison is famous, right?
It's poison, you know. I mean, there's more deadlier poison in Pathfinder. An alchemist creates much deadlier poison than they do.
Aha! So therefore, there must be famous Drow out. Okay, never mind.
No, there's nothing.
So I guess we're gonna talk about the comparison between the Drow character class. We're not going to talk about the player class character because the player character for both are good. You can play a
Are
character
really
that
good, yes.
they're good. There's nothing really that special, that terrible about either of them. But we're not comparing that because it's very difficult to compare the character creation process in 5th edition
Right.
and Pathfinder because what your racial bonuses do for you are so different.
Right.
But we're going to talk about the monsters. And when we talk about the monsters, you first have to start with the basic Drow warrior. The basic Drow warrior, they decided in this edition is just in 5th edition it's a CR1 quarter. They've got the normal Drow rules. They're fun. They've got Fey ancestry. They've got innate spell casting, as I said. They can cast Dancing Lights, Darkness, and Fairy Fire. And think about this: there's CR1 quarter that can cast Darkness. That is dangerous, especially in large groups. And they still have the ability to have their poison on their crossbows. They've got their hand crossbows. They've got their poison. DC 13 Constitution saving throw at CR1 quarter. That is strong. It's very good, and that is something that if you fight them even at level 1, you are in danger from their basic types. And then you go to the end of the Drow, because I don't want to have this be too long, and say we can go to the Drow priestesses. The Drow priestesses are CR8s, which honestly I still think is low. When I think of like the powerful Drow priestesses, this would be like the low end. But they have Mass Cure Wounds and Insect Plague as 5th level spells. So the 5th level divine spellcasters, obviously, of Lolth, they still have the same innate stuff, but they also have Levitate added, which all in the Forgotten Realms lore, all Drow royalty, all Drow nobles have the ability to levitate. And also, they can summon demons because they can ask Lolth to summon demons. It's just really cool. Like, you can start by having one priestess and then have like the priestess with a couple bodyguards, and then having it with and then the bodyguards start like going away. So they're just like, all right, I'm gonna start summoning a demon.
Yep.
It's like you can have the entire first 12 levels of a campaign, even with the way that this is built, be strictly based on Drow, their slaves, their creatures, and everything. Drow are a very powerful and very rich lore-wise creature in 5th edition.
Yes.
How about Pathfinder?
In Pathfinder, the Drow fighter is a little bit better. He's a CR1.
Ha
But then they have something called the Drow Rogue. When was the last time you heard of a Drow being renowned for being a rogue? Fighter, yes. Wizard, yes. Priestess, yes. Rogue?
Well, I mean, you could reasonably make the argument that that Jarlaxle was a rogue.
Yes.
You could make that argument.
That's the only one mentioned ever in all the books.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
you could also make the argument that Jarlaxle's a lot of other things too.
Yes, that's true. So then you would think, okay, the Drow Rogue should be a decent CR. No, it's CR2. And then the Drow Priestess is
this has got to be great.
3.
Wait, CR3?
3.
Do they have any cool abilities?
No, but the Drow Fighter, the Priestess does not. The Drow Fighter does. The Drow Fighter has Skewer, which gives you a D6 persistent bleed. So first level creature that gives you a D6 persistent bleed is pretty nasty.
Absolutely. But their job is to be the bodyguard of the priestess. The priestess has got to have something cool.
No. Their poison is the same as. They don't even improve in the poison in Pathfinder, where you have alchemists that improve in their poison levels as they advance in levels. Their poison is exactly as the first level fighter.
Can they summon anything?
No.
No? No. Do they have anything at all that makes it so that they're worth even bringing onto the battlefield?
They cast darkness. Just like the first level fighter. At fourth level, though. They cast it as a fourth level, not as
Ha
a third level.
ha. Uh, that okay. Anything?
No, nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Well, as you guys can see, the main problem here is that one company cared about the Drow and the other one didn't.
I wouldn't even say didn't. I would say they were an afterthought, in my opinion, in the whole Pathfinder. They were like, we should put them in because we have the rights to them, or we can't publish them.
Huh.
Other than that, there's no real history. You get half a page on their culture and background. It's really at best.
Well, yeah. If the priestesses don't even do anything that special, that's kind of crappy. And
No,
they don't even
that,
include the mage because
nope.
So as you guys can see, we kind of did this one as a little bit of we had high hopes for it, and then we actually read it and said, "Ooh, okay."
No,
Ugh.
nope, 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 nothing. So yeah. So clearly, by that definition, the winner in this situation for having the best drow is Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
But the Drow Warrior is better than the basic Drow. Actually, that's not even true. The
No,
CR1 quarter is probably better than the CR1.
yeah,
Other
because you'll
than
get
like
four.
deadliness, yeah.
Yeah, you get four of them. Again, equivalent to this, and
Oof.
they're
And
probably overall better.
a 4 CR13 for that saving throw. Oof, that'd be or the 4 13 DC Constitution saving throws. That'd be rough.
Yes.
Yeah. So overall, 5th edition did Drow way better, but I believe that's mostly because they cared more. Although honestly, they're both very they're different. Drow are such a really rich, consistent concept in our Dungeons and Dragons, so we thought maybe Pathfinder would do something good with them, but in this one case, not so much.
No. Even their poison is the lethargy poison, not any real damage dealing poison.
That's normal for them, though. I mean, Dark Elf poison is usually the put you to sleep poison.
Yeah. But in 5th edition, it also does damage. This doesn't even do damage.
No, it doesn't do damage.
Oh, it doesn't. It's
No.
just. Oh, okay. I thought.
No, they've got it makes them poisoned, and the poison condition obviously messes with people
Right.
because poison condition makes it so you have disadvantage on all of the things. But
Right.
nope.
Yeah.
So that's the Drow. It is what it is. 5th edition obviously did it way better.
One last point, which is really, I just noticed, really funny. Drow, known for their crossbows, right? Pretty much.
Yes.
They do have their hand crossbows, but they only have 10 bolts. Literally,
that's actually no, that's
bolts.
actually that's pretty normal. I think that is actually. Does it even say? And looking in the 5th edition one, I don't think it even says how many bolts they have.
No, because you. Why would you limit them?
No, they usually only have a small number of bolts. They don't carry a lot of them on them. Either way, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, tell us your opinion. Tell us your Drow stories. Tell us whatever you want about this. Say whether we got your hopes up and then failed you. We're sorry about that. But like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what kind of creature, if anything, you want us to do like this in the future. Because we've run out of some of the more really, really popular things. So we were trying to come up with something that would be fun. And we failed.
Yes. But thank you. Subscribe. And this is Boris from Boredom Sated.
Jonathan, have a good day.